Hello? Yeah, all right. There it is. I'm back. Anyway, the yeah, my computer just died on me, so I didn't. I was running on fumes, and I was like, all right, I think I got this. I think I got this. And as soon as I hit live, it died, and then it kicked off the stream, the original stream. So I apologize about that. That was me fucking playing fast and loose with my computer, thinking that I was going to be able to make it. No dice. Anyway, can you guys still hear me? All right, good. It's good now. All good now. All right. So, guys, sorry about that bullshit, but uh, I will cry about it later. So, tonight's subject, we're going to talk about Brian Benjamin, the lieutenant governor of New York State, was arrested for finance fraud, campaign finance fraud. Sorry, and interestingly enough, guys, these politicians always think that they're going to get away with some shit. And I like to think that when politicians get caught for something stupid like this, they said no to the wrong person, right? Normally that's how it works. You say no to the wrong person, you get jammed up. Um, the reason why we're talking about this, because it's especially interesting how it coincides with today's event in Brooklyn. I know that a lot of people, like I said, it's not a this is not a conspiracy theory. It's just that's a big coincidence. And somebody said earlier today, "Well, you think he paid off?" No, this lieutenant governor did not pay anybody off to act in his favor to downgrade his thing because the lieutenant governor was arrested. So it wasn't like it stopped his arrest. It didn't stop the media coverage. New York One was covering both incidents at the same time when the lieutenant governor got arrested and when the thing happened in Brooklyn. So it was a double duty. Um, with that, sorry. With that, guys, he had to resign from his position, obviously, because I guess the evidence was too great for them to ignore it. So listen, politicians they always bounce back anyway. I mean, I don't know why people are like, oh, good for him, this, that, and the third. They bounce back. The guy will be fucking back on his feet. Southern Bell teacher says, I don't believe in coincidence. I do, but again, with all of the things happening, what did the Brooklyn event accomplish? We still knew about this guy getting arrested. Some people knew about the thing in Taiwan. We knew what the fuck. There was something else that went down that people knew about. So I mean, it didn't accomplish anything. We needed something on a grand scale to have covered that up. I just find it interesting that this dick face, got tagged. Oh boy, it's one thing, it's the other, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. But anyway, uh, trying to carry on. All right, good. I was trying to fix something else at the same time. But what do people care about? So, Martha Stewart, Dunn had tennis court named after her, and her president just like uniform. Yeah, guys, again, right? So these fucking rich people, they don't go to jail like the rest of us go to jail. I'm pretty sure if I would have did something similar to that, I'd be with my pension or something. I'd be in regular jail right now. These people always fucking, they get away with it. But like I said, it's just a little on the nose that this happened on the same day. But New York One did an okay job trying to cover both. But whatever. Um, Now, that being said, guys, a lot of these politicians, this is where we this is where we see the greed, because here in New York State alone, I can't speak for other states. No, I can speak for Jersey and maybe Connecticut, but there have been a lot of politicians recently that have gotten in trouble for these financial scams with their campaigns that they run, taking donations and things like that. This has been forever. And this is why people get into politics, guys. I mean, listen, some people get into politics because they want to help, but I think for the most part, people get into politics because there's money there. There is so much money to steal that when you're a politician, you could do it almost legally, if that makes any sense. Southern Bell teacher, fair enough. Southern Bell teacher says didn't accomplish anything that you can see being reported. I believe that there's a reason for everything. There is. But like I said, I think him getting in trouble is because he said no to the wrong person. There was another politician here in the city. He was a well fucking accomplished and sought after politician. Silverman, I think his name was. He just died recently in jail. I think he said no to the wrong guy. And they fucking charged him on the same shit. Something with money laundering or donations or something to that effect. And guys, politicians do way worse than money laundering or stealing from their campaign. Way worse. And this is where they hang their hat on with these politicians, with something that could be swept under the rug. It's not a coincidence, right? So when these politicians get arrested, I think one, they're sending a signal out to other politicians. Don't say no, and that this guy said no to somebody, and that's why he's in jail. And that if his charges get dropped, he said yes, or he made something else happen that got him out of jail. That was a good one. Super Chat said, money in politics. I've seen nothing about this on mainstream media. Yeah, you never will. You never will. Rapture Ready. Yeah, Pizzagate, the rest of there's a lot of shit that goes on. We just don't see it. They don't want us to see it. They don't want us to report it. And if we talk about it on here, we get our channels demonetized and or we get kicked off of YouTube. Right? That's what it is. Now, more importantly, we're going to talk about free speech. Yeah, guys. We've all known for the last, I don't know how long, free speech has been under attack for decades, right? Probably about 20 years, maybe more, 30, 40 years now. Sorry. I would say about 20 years. I think we've started to see the vice grip clamp around freedom of speech probably about 20 years ago. And so many things have happened, and like, for example, YouTube, or Twitter rather. Twitter saying, or the Twitter CEO saying a while back that they do not have to operate under the First Amendment. Right? This is the Twitter CEO. He said this a few months ago. And when he said that, guys, that was like, damn. So this guy pretty much said, fuck the First Amendment in the United States anyway, because that's where the company operates out of. He says, we don't have to abide by that. So, free speech is getting its nuts clipped, and we sit here every day letting it happen. Now, the reason why I brought up the Will Smith smack is that is an attack on free speech, if I've ever seen one. Because, again, guys, I said this last week, I'm going to say this again. Well, before I say this part again, social media, guys, is knocking free speech at every twist and turn that they can. If you say something that's opinionated they don't like, they'll take it down. If you say something that's opinionated, someone's going to report you to the fucking higher ups, and they're going to get your shit demonetized and taken down. We are at a point in time now where your opinion, guys, is no longer a part of free speech. And if someone doesn't like your opinion, they could fucking take your channel down, take your video off, demonetize it. You know, you can get in trouble with your job now. Your job could fire you because you said some shit online. Now, listen, guys, I don't care, for example, a racist. I think that if a racist was on YouTube and he was spouting racist shit, I don't think he should get fired from his job. Right? That's me. That's a part of freedom of speech. There is a fine line between hate speech and violence. Right? You could say all the shit you want about black folks, Asians. Asians could say all they want about black folks and white people. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say. But as soon as you cross that line into violence, that's a different ballgame altogether. Now, some people seem to think that hate speech incites violence. There is a bit of proof to that, or fact to that. But when you start using the hate speech and you start taking that blanketed excuse across all of free speech, because you can make anything hate speech, guys. I could sit here today and be like, you know what? I disagree with the LGBT community and the fact that they are for the don't say gay bill. And that's all I could say. That's all I'm going to say. And with that, I'll get so many people attacking me, calling me homophobic. He stands against our beliefs. That's hate speech. That's what hate speech turned into right now. If you stand against somebody else's belief, you are now in the hate speech category. right? Just like that. You can sit there and go, well, I don't think the Chinese should own farmland in the United States. With that, a bunch of Chinese people jump on here. You fucking hate Chinese people. We know you do. And now they're putting words in your mouth, right? If you speak out against the Hasidic community here in New York City, all of a sudden, guys, you hate Jews. You're anti-Semitic. It's just how it is. But everybody wants to fill in that hate speech check mark if they don't like what you said. Look what's his name said. Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott said he didn't like Power of the Dog, which was a very, very shitty movie. I'd rather watch Rat Apocalypse 8 more times than watch Power of the Dog ever again. Power of the Dog was a shitty movie about a gay cowboy that had a love or a crush for another cowboy who was dead. Anyway, Sam Elliott, that's his name, right? Sam Elliott spoke out against it. He's like, I didn't think the movie was necessary. And with that, he apologizes a couple of days later saying it hurt a bunch of people. It hurt the gay community. Fuck them. You just said you didn't like the movie because they didn't need to show that whole gay side of cowboying, right? I mean, listen, whatever. The movie was unnecessary as a whole. Whether it was about a gay cowboy or not a gay cowboy, the movie was shitty. But anyway, they jumped all over Sam Elliott, and then he comes out and says, you know what, I misspoke. I shouldn't have said, I should have explained it a little better. No. Thank you, Rapturetti. Everybody wants to be the victim. Everybody. And they want to take your free speech away. With that, yeah, Stray Kitten, it was a shitty movie. You know what? Brokeback Mountain was a gay movie, and Brokeback Mountain was still a good movie. I hate to admit it. But Power of the Dog was a shitty fucking movie. I'd rather watch a movie or a documentary about how Spam is made than fucking watch that movie ever again. It was a fucking shitty movie. Forget whether there was a gay undertone or no gay undertone. It sucked. It was garbage. It's the worst fucking movie ever made, and yet it won all those Academy Awards. And why did it win the Academy Awards? Because it was gay. That's it, guys. Listen, if you put a gay element in movies now, they are going to love that movie and give it awards. That movie, Moonlight, it won an Academy Award last year, the year before last. Black cast, and there was some kind of gay bullshit in it, and it won Academy Awards. The movie was fucking garbage. It was the worst fucking movie ever made that year, right? With that, guys, everything has a gay touch to it. Now it's an Academy Award winning contender, with the exception of Moonlight. What about Moonlight? Moonlight was a shitty movie. That's what about Moonlight? It was a fucking garbage movie. That and Power of the Dogs. And they felt like these two movies were great. Ugh. Yes, Purple 101. I watched all movies, and I suffer through a lot of movies. I'm a glutton for punishment when it comes to movies. I know a movie's bad, and I'll be like, I'm going to watch this anyway. And then I go in, and I'm like, why the fuck did I watch this? That was Power of the Dog. I was so mad after I watched the movie. Gay cowboys eating Spam. Yeah, that's going to be the next movie. What the fuck? But anyway, guys, my point is, back to the whole freedom of speech thing, is that your speech is attacked at every given angle. That being said, Will Smith smacking Chris Rock was an attack on free speech. And nobody, for some reason, not nobody, but a lot of people did not look at it that way. When you talk about somebody as a comedian, that's what it is. You're a comedian. You're making a joke. He said, hey, can't wait for G.I. Jane. Will Smith goes up there with his limp wrist and smacks fucking Chris Rock across the face. All right. Now you have people saying, good for Will Smith standing up for his asshole of a wife. That fucking bald-headed bitch. I'm sorry. I don't like Jada Pinkett. She's a fucking piece of shit. She's been a piece of shit about as long as I can remember her being a piece of shit. So anyway, with that, guys, when you start applauding a man getting on a stage smacking another man who is making a joke because that's his job, there's a problem. And that becomes an attack on free speech, because by everybody agreeing with what Will Smith said, what Will Smith did, you're saying that if somebody doesn't like what they said, that they can get up on the stage and smack you. You're agreeing with that, so you are part of the stomping out of free speech. And that's what it comes down to, guys. What's going on, Ghetto? right? So it's it's on an attack at all fronts, guys. It's like China. They don't want us to say shit, and if we speak out, guess what? We're gonna fucking be brought out in handcuffs and fucking brought to the gulag and fucking left there if we start speaking out. Okay, boom, right? Everybody was sleeping with fucking Will Smith's wife. What else is new? Ali. She's a bag of shit. I've been following her for years. That's all I can say. I mean, listen, I think she's hot. That's what I thought. Jada Pinkett is hot, but she's a fucking asshole. That bald-headed motherfucker. And then trying to make her alopecia seem like a disability? Really, bitch? You're fucking bald. You don't have a fucking peg leg and a missing eye. You're not missing a fucking arm. Your head is bald. Lack of hair. Again, Southern Belle teacher. Free speech is exactly that. Free speech. If you don't like what somebody says, then you just take it up with them. But you don't go on national TV smacking them in the face. And it's not hate speech. It wasn't even making fun of her bald head. He was just saying, I can't wait for G.I. Jane. That's it. Again, if you are for or agree with what Will Smith did, you're against free speech, that makes you the enemy of this country. It's that simple, guys. If you're against the Second Amendment, that makes you an enemy of the country. You're against free speech, that makes you a fucking enemy of the country. It's quite simple. And the fact that we keep making excuses for Will Smith and saying, well, he did it because he was defending his wife. Fuck his wife. His wife is getting smacked in the face with dicks as we speak, man. As we speak, she's fucking all over her fucking face. And he's standing up for that bitch? Come on. And secondly, it's a joke. Comedians do get the right, guys, to stand up on stage and do their jokes. It's why they are comedians. If you don't want to be made fun of, you do not sit up front on the fucking on front seat. You don't do that at fucking comedy shows, guys. This is what it is. That is what they do. Sorry. You can't sit there and go, well, he was protecting his wife. Fuck his wife. And even if she was a nice lady, even if she was like, Saint Jada Pinkett, doesn't matter. You don't fucking act on violence because somebody said, oh, nice haircut. That's fucking wrong. And that is the bottom line. This whole fucking, oh, he did the right thing, then you're against free speech. And this is going to have major implications because there are people right now saying, well, Will Smith did it and white people shouldn't comment on it. Now they're telling white people they can't comment on this. So there goes your free speech being taken back some more. Because if you're white, you shouldn't make a comment on this because it happened between two black men. This is legitimate shit, guys. You can fucking see it for yourself online. You got black people who actually think white folks have no part in commenting on this. So, again, taking free speech away. Japhet, I don't think... I heard something about venom in the water, but I don't know where I don't know where that came from. Yeah, fuck that bitch, fix your attitude. I mean, pretty much, guys. Will Smith equals tough guy. Yeah. Well, okay, Southern Belle teacher, if you're going in the direction I think you're going in, yes. But still, he shouldn't have done it. So, correct me if I'm wrong, Southern Belle teacher, the direction that I think you're going is all the shit that he had that came out about him in his marriage, right? If that's the direction, he's been a joke for the last 2 years, and if that's the direction you're going, I can see that. I can see him having a problem with that, taking issue with it. Because somebody else is banging his wife, then she brings him on national TV, and yes, I get it. I get that he had a mental breakdown, but you're out of line for stepping on stage and smacking somebody, and you're backing up the free speech Mongols by fucking going out there and doing this, and people going, well, he shouldn't have said that. So now every time something happens and somebody gets on stage and smacks you or punches you in the face in the street because they said something you didn't like, that's a part of fucking taking away free speech. It's exactly what it looks like. But, whatever. Oh, shit. All right. So anyway, guys, free speech is gone away, and I don't think there's much we can. No, there was a lot we can do to get it back, but what are we willing to do? That's what I want to say. We are constantly being told that if you think differently or you stand against another group, you're a racist, you're a sexist, you're homophobic. You know, if you don't believe in, for example, those people that like to gender play, they're like, well, today I'm gonna refer to myself as they and we. Okay. And then tomorrow, well, I want to be known as a girl, so please call me she. And then tomorrow they're like, well, okay, I'm back to being a guy again, so just my pronouns are he. And they change their pronouns like the fucking wind, and we got to play along with that. We got to play along with that freedom of expression, but we can't fucking do freedom of speech. Right? And thank you, Billy Rose. Violence, speech is not violence. That's another bullshit, I guess, explanation or reason. Well, speech means violence, so anytime someone speaks, it's violence. No, it's not. It's absolutely not. I have an accent. I didn't know this. You know, a lot of people tell me I have a Brooklyn accent or I sound Italian, but yeah. So again, Southern Belle teacher. If I was wrong, but Will Smith has been pressed for the last couple of years, right? So again, like I said, his wife came out with cheating with another dude on fucking TV and explaining to him what was going on TV in front of his face, in front of millions of people. So he has that in the back of his head. Then this guy was talking about writing a book, the guy that she was cheating with, which he's not. And then he has all of these pressures. He's in a meme every fucking chance you get. Every time you turn on the internet, he's fucking being mean. Thank you, Super Chad. They call him a cuck, a simp, all of that shit. So yes, that build up, and he snapped, but that wasn't the place to snap. The place to snap was behind the scenes where no one else would have saw it. Craigslist. Apparently I am. I don't know. Poor little multi. And that's the other thing. Burnett, yes. Burnett in room 7. It's not about Will Smith. It's about the freedom of speech being attacked because people are sitting there saying Will Smith was right for doing what he did. So now every time somebody said something you don't like, it's okay to get smacked in the face? No, it's not. Right? So again, it's a part of free speech, but people are not looking at it that way. They're looking at it as, well, Will Smith did the right thing. Listen, I mean, Will Smith lost all respect for me from a few years ago, and this is just the icing on the cake. You know, you try to give celebrities a little bit of fucking respect, and then they shit all over it by saying dumb shit. Okay, Boomer NYC says, my pronouns are beautiful, marvelous, and wonderful. Fair enough. Cheers, AP. Anyway, guys, yes, and listen, and it's okay to get in a fight. It really is. But to smack a guy who's smaller than you and to smack a guy on national TV is a bit of a bitch move. And Northern Girl, again, I don't know why he didn't punch him. He should have punched him, but he didn't. I don't know. I was thinking that too when it happened. I'm like, wait, why didn't he fucking punch him? He smacked him. And you saw how limp his wrist was? I mean, still, I don't know. It was an odd, that whole thing was odd. But again, guys, free speech is under attack. And YouTube is going to, I think YouTube's going to find more ways to fuck us. I really do. I think because the other thing is dying, COVID is dying, I think they're going to look for other ways to fuck us. And you never walked the neighborhood, heard someone say something to you disrespectful and get defensive? It's on camera. It's an incident. It's common. Yes, I've had people say disrespectful shit to me, but when you're in the streets and someone you don't know is saying some shit to you, that's a different ball game than a comedian standing on stage breaking your balls. Two totally different worlds. That's not even comparable by a long shot, right? If somebody in the street is saying, yo, fuck you, you faggot, and they saying that shit to me, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck did I do? Then that prompts you to get into action and get in that guy's ass. Fist fighting, I mean. But when a comedian standing on stage saying what the fuck he's saying, that is no way in shape or form the same as somebody walking up to you in the street and saying some disrespectful shit to you. Not at all the same. We all know Chris Rock is a ball breaker. We all know that Ricky Gervais is a ball breaker. We know that, so we know some shit's gonna come out of their mouth. Doesn't give them the right to walk on the stage and smack anybody around. It just doesn't. Right? So two different things. No pun intended. But again, guys, whatever. It's not about Will Smith, and it's not about the poor millionaire. It's about, this is going to get out of control because now people are going to start punching people in the face and go, well, Will Smith did it. I didn't like what he said. And then you could be getting charged for saying some shit that you were joking about. Like, it's getting out of hand, guys. And YouTube is fucking showing that by taking people's videos down for saying a lot fucking less. It's unreal. Whatever happens to FSB in Russia. Anyway, guys, with that being said, I'm going to go off the air. We are at the 27-minute mark. Again, I just disagree with the whole everybody thinking that Will Smith was right and defending Will Smith in any way, shape, or form. Again, I disagree with it. You got a comedian on stage. That's his job. You cannot get mad at somebody that does their job, and that's what they're known to do. It just doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. I will be doing another live stream later this week, I think. I might be doing it Thursday or Friday. I do have a live stream tomorrow morning, the Wednesday morning midweek reports. We're going to talk about some of the other things that happened in the city other than the shooting in Brooklyn. All right, guys? So other than that, good night, and I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow morning. Thank you.